right now on Fox 6 News at 9.
So what do you guys think about tonight's vote here in Irondale?
Very pleased.
Excited, so happy.
All right, coming up, I'll tell you why these cyclists and others are so happy here in Irondale.
It's a controversial issue pitting bicyclists against drivers to ban bicycles from a certain stretch of road in Irondale or to let them keep pedaling. Fox 6 News reporter Sharia Harris is live in Irondale tonight. Sharia.
Well, Beth, the outcome of this meeting was something that seemingly everyone here wanted. The meeting was packed with cyclists who did not want to be told that they couldn't ride on a certain stretch of road when state law says they can. Everyone clapped when the council voted down the ordinance in a 3-2 vote. The ordinance would have banned cyclists from riding on Grants Mill Road between Carl Daly Road and Grants Wood Road. It's only 3/4 of a mile long, but it's considered dangerous by some city leaders. It's narrow. There are no shoulders. There's actually a ditch on the side of the road. Councilor Terry Bearden, who proposed the ordinance, says there's no room for cars to go around cyclists. So he says the ordinance was about keeping people safe. But cyclists believe it's motorists who need to be more careful and patient with cyclists and share the road. They believe drivers on that road need to be addressed and not the cyclists.
We're all really excited about the way it went down, but the problem is this isn't the end. And it clearly demonstrates that there's tension between the community and cyclists. And I think the cycling community needs to work a lot more to ease that tension, and the driving community needs to work a little bit on their side too. So we're going to make strides to keep protecting our rights and keep working better with motorists. And I think that if we can get some leeway with them, then we'll make a lot of progress.
And cyclists tell me if they were banned from that stretch of road that it just would not end. They believe drivers would complain about cyclists on other roads. So then that would lead to cyclists being banned on other roads. So they believe this would kind of lead to a domino effect. Now, I did speak to Councilor Bearden. He's the one who proposed the ordinance. He says he's disappointed, and you will hear from him coming up tonight at 10. For now, live in Irondale, Sharia Harris, Fox 6 News. On your side.
Live in HD, this is Fox 6 News at 10.
A battle over bicycles tonight in Irondale. The debate raged at a packed city council meeting over whether or not to ban bikes on a busy stretch of road. Proponents said the move would save lives.
Fox 6 News reporter Sharia Harris is live in Irondale tonight with more. Sharia?
Well, Steve, hopefully this battle is over, at least for now. One city council member told me he left this meeting a bit disappointed after the vote tonight that councilors did not pass. It would have banned cyclists from what's considered a dangerous stretch of road here in Irondale, but several dozens of people left this meeting very happy. Cyclists and other opponents of the proposed ordinance all clapped after it failed in a 3-2 vote. The ordinance would have banned cyclists from a 3/4 of a mile stretch of road on Grants Mill Road. It's between Carl Daly Road and Grants Wood Road near I-459. It's narrow, and Councilor Terry Bearden says it's too dangerous for cyclists to share with drivers. Bearden almost had a head-on collision with another motorist who was trying to go around a cyclist, which is why he proposed the ordinance. But cyclists say state law allows them to share the road with drivers. Cyclists say drivers need to be more patient and aware of cyclists on the road. Bearden says he's disappointed the ordinance did not pass. He says it was about keeping cyclists safe.
For now, just asked if a person in an automobile comes across someone in a bicycle coming up that road, please be patient.
The ordinance did not pass. He says it was about keeping cyclists safe.
For now, just asked if a person in an automobile comes across someone in a bicycle coming up that road, please be patient.
I'm afraid that had it passed, they would
Alabama, it would set a precedence where they could start banning cyclists from riding anywhere.
I think a lot of the suggestions were really good about ways to slow down traffic or ways to at least inform drivers that cyclists exist on that road. And so I think if we're able to do that, then we can make a lot of progress.
And one attorney who came to the meeting tonight spoke to city councilors saying it will be illegal for them to change a state law, so he wanted them to consider that. Councilor Bearden says he hopes his colleagues who voted against this ordinance will come together and come up with a way to keep the roads safe for cyclists and drivers. I will tell you, the mayor says the city has applied for a grant to widen that stretch of road to a 4-lane. Cyclists say they also want to see bike lanes and share the road signs on that stretch of road. Live in Irondale, Sharia Harris, Fox 6 News. On your side.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Sherry Jackson.
And I'm Trent Butler.
It was
tonight.
a contentious subject, the move by the Irondale City Council to shut down a stretch of Grants Mill Road to cyclists. CBS 42's Al Ratcliffe attended tonight's council meeting. They reached a decision on the future of that piece of road.
Motion failed.
And with that, the cyclists win this time. They get to keep their route down Grants Mill Road.
We're very excited. We're glad everything worked out the way we wanted it to.
No one denies that the piece of asphalt between Carl Daly Road and Grants Wood Road is dangerous. Now, the city and the cyclists say they'll work together to come up with options to make this road as safe as it can be.
Try to work out some things that need to be done to protect not only motorists but cyclists at the same time.
If the bicyclists would like to meet with me, I'd be glad to do that if they've got an alternative to work out that we can do to this road to make it safer.
Question now is, what will those answers be? In Irondale, Al Ratcliffe, CBS 42 News.
Irondale Mayor Tommy Alexander says the city has applied for a grant to widen and straighten Grants Mill Road between Old Leeds Road and I-459, but there's been no update on when or if that grant will come through.
You're watching ABC 3340, Alabama's news leader.
And cyclists fight for the right to ride. We'll tell you who won the battle. The news starts now.
Live from Alabama's news leader, this is ABC 3340 News at 10.
All right, thank you, Larry. A packed house in Irondale tonight as the council voted on banning bicycles on part of one city road. The night team's Sherry Evans was at the meeting tonight. And Sherry, what was the board's decision?
Well, Brenda, the motion failed tonight 3-2. The ordinance would have prohibited people riding bikes on a 3/4-mile stretch of Grants Mill Road. Before the vote came down, attorneys for cyclists called this unlawful and a violation of state constitution.
Cyclists packed the Irondale City Council meeting fighting for their right to be on the road.
I really want to see all of our roads kept safe and open for cyclists.
Should we ban all cyclists from the intersection for where I got hit? I only had a helmet to protect me during an intersection where I had the green light.
Even an injured cyclist spoke out against the proposed ordinance to ban cyclists on a 3/4-mile section of Grants Mill Road between Carl Daly Road and Grantswood Road. They asked for speed limit changes and new share the road signs to improve safety for everyone.
Motorists are not respecting cyclists, and that's what needs to change. We need to find a common ground where we both can interact on the same roads.
Councilmember Terry Bearden says he proposed the ordinance after another car swerved around a cyclist and almost hit him head on.
It is a narrow road. There's ditches on both sides of the road, and not small ones there. And it's dangerous for both the bicycle and the cars coming around those curves.
Bearden says he only wants to protect people, but despite his concern, the ordinance failed.
All opposed? No.
3-2.
Now the real commitment is just to work with Irondale to make sure we're doing what we need to do, and we're going to need to come up with the alternatives to make Mr. Bearden feel better.
And Bearden says he'll work with them.
Now, if the bicyclists would like to meet with me, I'd be glad to do that if they've got an alternative to work out that we can do to this road to make it safer.
Had this ordinance passed tonight, violators would have received a $50 fine. Councilman Bearden says the city has applied for a grant to widen the road. Live in the newsroom, Sherry Evans, ABC 3340.